It says that these people are there according to the working by which each part does its share, causes growth of the body for the building up. And it's to build up what? It's building it up into love, building itself up in love, it says. Because we really learn to love through our struggles. You know, they often used to say, you want to take a family that's having a lot of problems, send them on a vacation trip driving across the country together and see how they do. They'll either kill each other or they'll come back close. Because all that time together brings it all out and you get to deal with it. You know, some of your marriages are all in trouble because you're only partially dealing with stuff and you haven't really just brought stuff up and dealt with it. And if you really would bring it out and deal with it, it would either fix it or it would end, but at least you'd know the truth. And you wouldn't be just hovering all the time in this level of nothing good but nothing bad, but it's awful. It's miserable because you're not actually where it could be. Because nobody wants to deal with it. If you would deal with it, it would be hot or it would be cold. Yeshua says, I can't deal with you if you're hot nor cold, if you're just lukewarm. I can't deal with you. You have to be hot or cold. But you don't want to deal with it because you're afraid. Oh, but if I deal with it, she'll leave me, he'll leave me. No, that may be true, but that's not the reason that you should be afraid of dealing with. You should be afraid of staying in this terrible, mediocre, less than enjoyable level of tolerance. Who wants to spend all these years together with someone you're tolerating and who's tolerating you? That's not love. Congregation is a way that we practice of this. The family's an even tighter example of how we practice this stuff. Because don't you tell me your spouse doesn't irritate the whatever out of you. They do, from time to time, absolutely. And you do it to them. And you have to learn how to deal with that stuff. And when you don't, you fight all the time. And when you do, it fixes. Problem is, we're still too immature and too selfish to do those things mostly. Because we dig in our heels and we don't want to give in. It has to be my way. Everybody on both sides, my way, it has to be my way. And everything has to be pointing the finger. Well, it's all his fault or it's all her fault. Same thing in the congregation, same thing in the kingdom if that's what comes into the kingdom. Look, this nonsense, everybody listen really carefully. This nonsense is not going in the kingdom. I'm not out of line, I don't think. Yahweh could strike me down if he thinks I'm out of line. I'm promising you right now, this is not happening in the kingdom. It may happen in the millennium, okay? But it will get worked out in the millennium so that when we walk at the end of the millennium into the full kingdom, this is not happening, okay? We will all have gotten, what it says here, to the fullness of the stature, of the measure, of the completeness of Messiah. Because all this stuff that we're doing right now is just not going to work in the kingdom. And by the way, that's why he's tarrying. All these people want to go, oh, years ago, they're like, blood moons, he's coming. He's not coming. Look at the mess we are. He's not coming yet. Why would he come now? Because you got to understand, if it was just about starting the millennium and everybody staying in the flesh and going into the millennium and then him whacking everybody and getting it all straight, he could have done that any time. He's waiting for a certain number of people, whatever that is, 144,000, I don't know, whatever it is. That critical number that he knows he wants to have to launch into the millennium with, that are changed into the incorruptible to do the work he has planned for the millennium. And he's waiting on us to get with it already. So you want him to come faster? Stop, just knock it off and get with it. Get with the program, grow up. Then it'll come faster. We get more people to just grow up already. And be prepared for getting it off that throne, letting him sit on the throne, and let him rule and reign in your life and stop being such a baby.